Hello, hello, Andrew. So let's start out with one of these torsos. I'm trying to get out of the habit of drawing only circles and trying to do more of like egg shapes because I find that egg shapes is like more common. I'm just going to clear the messages that were on there just because I had the test messages on it. Here we go. Here's like shoulders. is like not the way that I would go about drawing hands, so it's kind of interesting to see the process they have. I think those arms look the same length. Oh, hello, Georgie. Thank you. Alright. They don't have this hand like in the same broken down way as the left hand. It looks like they got this hand over here is more of just like a base sketch, but then this one over here is a slightly bit more rendered. I also think I made this hand too big. I'm just gonna leave notes for myself. Hello, Axel. Nothing. I'm gonna make sure I work in more broader shapes. Looks like a claw, my goodness.
If you do choose, I might lose tooth. It's probably some kind of toothache. It's probably just not. It's probably just not.
They have women on.
Have a look. Oh my goodness, you've seen your teeth? Go look in the mirror at your teeth. Hello. They need a good scrub. Hello, shopping. How are you? Oh. Anatomy, is it? I love that aspect of painting. Have you found much that changed the posture and features of what you do? So I really struggle with proportions, so that's what I'm trying to hone in on, being able to know where to place something, and especially just like my observational skills. Feel like, yeah, I mean, you can even see with these drawings here, and I can see it as well, where I kind of have messed up and done not exactly the right thing that I was supposed to do. But I'm hoping that, with some more practice, I'll be able to get a little bit better at that. Because I've got some characters that I want to draw, but I want to make sure that I have a better grasp on how bodies work, you know? So I'm trying to understand like the form and volume. I can tell that I made this top part of the hand too narrow compared to this. Too narrow and too tall. I'm seeing that now. I feel like this might sound kind of like counterintuitive because I said before like a lot that I'm a very slow drawer. Like it takes me a while to get a sketch that I really like. But I feel like for this, I might need to just still slow down a little bit more. I'm noticing that with this book, I'm using this Morpho book, the Simplified Forms, I'm noticing that they use a lot of boxes, which Sam Does Ours would be shaking in his boots right now if he saw this. Right, let's draw this side profile of this guy. Y'all remember when I used to, my hand used to fall out of bed every other live stream? When hand? That's what drawing is, part of enjoying the process, but so much is getting to grips with how you translate the thing itself. It's not the end, but it's the start. It's very true. What kind of drawing do you like to do? Shopping? Are you into like human drawing, maybe some environmental drawing? You mentioned painting. So you're like a traditional painter or maybe a digital painter? Oh yeah, I do remember Chan saying that. Oh, hey David, welcome in. I posted on the Discord that you invited me to for people to share their OCs so that I can make a video drawing them, and I got so many amazing submissions. But I feel like I wanted to practice my anatomy just a little bit before I dove in on actually drawing people's characters. Also, I'm like trying to force myself to focus more on big shapes before I add in any details, but it is so hard to not add the details when I see them. I did portraits, but it's been years, to be honest. Always loved what it did to me, the process. I would love to return. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really enjoy portraits as well. If I actually flip back here, let me see. So I used to live stream years ago. So this was from 2021 from a live stream. I think this book specifically I did all in live streams. And this was just like black marker and pencil. But I was still really like trying to experiment with exactly what kind of style I wanted to go for. I always really liked the I feel like I erred more towards realism, but I really liked the way that you could get more expressive with semi-realism. That was just some high stuff. This was also from the same year. I made sure to number these because I was really proud of how this one and this one turned out, but not this one. But this was the third drawing that I did on live at that time. I think you can't really see it at this angle, but when I tilt it, you can see that this drawing does have more contrast. But this is like a much more realistic style than what I would really want to go for now. But yeah, I really like the way the hair turned out in this one. Oh yeah, I really like the way this one turned out as well. Not this one. This one was awful and I hated it, but I really was enjoying just using graphite pencils because I feel like it's just the most simplest form. I really liked how that one turned out. This one kind of funky, kind of cool. This one I did, I think I actually made a YouTube video about this one where I followed some Skillshare courses. Like I think I got like the free trial and I did some courses on eyes. These ones are probably my favorite. Or like the skin tone I thought looked really cool. Yeah, I think that's all I got in here. Oh, and some thumbnails for comic that I'm wanting to make. Oh boy. So I also really enjoy doing portraits, and I feel like whenever I'm just sitting down wanting to draw something, I almost always default to like portrait studies. Like I'll just draw a picture of somebody from Pinterest or something, but I would like to be able to be a little bit more creative in like character design, but that's really it's a really hard thing. Sorry if I'm not chatting much. I'm playing the first time Twilight Princess. Oh, nice! Yeah, that's cool. I'm fine with being background. I feel like I've already made that torso too short. Do you guys have any tips on like how exactly you study anatomy? Because that's one thing that I always get caught up on and kind of like overwhelmed with. Like when I want to sit down and study something, it's like, okay, I'm ready to draw. I want to practice something, but I don't really know what to practice. And that's why I had these books. I've got this one and this one, and I've had them for a little while, and I've like drawn a couple of things out of them and, you know, tried to read them, but I get so distracted so easily. My brain has been rotted by social media. I wonder if sticking on a live stream helps watch time similar to watch time on a video. It absolutely does, David. Because since I started making content on YouTube again, I used to only post like regular long form videos. Like that's what a lot of the videos on my channel are. But I stopped just because I got kind of burnt out on it. When I came back and started doing live streaming, my watch time, I mean, it has dramatically increased. I'm almost at 2,000 watch hours at this time. The stream that I did yesterday playing Twilight Princess, I don't know where all those viewers came from, but there was like 20 viewers at one point, and it held pretty steady around 14 to 15 viewers, which is the most like that I've ever had, like consistently, which was crazy. But that live stream gave me like 50 hours of watch time. I streamed that game for only 4 hours yesterday, but I got 50 hours of watch time from it, so that's crazy. So I definitely recommend doing some streaming if that's something you're trying to work towards as watch hours. And it's also just like a lot more relaxing than trying to put together a YouTube video. I love how you're using books to study. Yeah, I mean, I've got them, so I might as well use them. I feel like it also, I would say it helps to keep me from not getting distracted from electronics, but if you could see what my desk looks like right now with the wires and cameras and cables and it's everywhere. Shading blew my mind. I had a friend as a kid who introduced me to that, and it really changed things in a major way. Wassily Kandinsky was the first time I found out about art. As Summon Bonum, I always drew growing up, but caring about it itself was a new thing. Yeah, shading can really change the look of an art piece. I've noticed that with portraits that I've drawn in the past from studies, I'll be like, there's something about it that doesn't look right. But as soon as I start shading it, and I'm like, oh, now this makes sense. This space here that was kind of awkward, gave him kind of a dumpy there. The space before that was like kind of awkward makes a lot more sense once there's some actual tone there. I did not give this guy enough room to draw all of his legs. I'm sorry. And he's got like a... The way they apportion out some of these body parts is very strange. Like they've got this, I don't know, it looks like a miniature tire is what it reminds me of. It's like some kind of little cylinder for the knee. But then I guess this is supposed to be showing like the, I don't know whose knee looks like this. Look at this skin here. What is that? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I feel like I made this thigh too long, actually. Looks like the arm socket. Cheekbone. That tone to anything will let you cheat, but also add to why everything is why it's like that. Anatomy lent a new way to see why you shade and how it works. Yeah, and that's something that I'm starting to figure out was like, so I bought this because I was hoping that whenever I was trying to draw, not something that I'm like looking at a photo reference, like if I want to draw a character in a certain position, I got this so that I could kind of use it for reference on, you know, where the features would go. But now I'm thinking that I maybe should have gotten one of those, I don't know if they're called planar heads or what they're called, but it's like, instead of it being a skull, it's the head, but it shows all the planes on the face, so that if I was to hold it like this, you would see which planes catch the light and then which planes are in shadow. And I feel like that would be a little bit more helpful for me than just this skull, but this guy is kind of fun in his head. Oh my gosh, there's a koala in there. What in the world? Lincoln, there was a koala in Frank's head. You want to see? So I completely forgot about that in there. I was just like, oh, look, this opens up. Link. I was like, oh, look, this opens up. That was a nice little surprise. I enjoyed that. Okay. So, actually, the thigh comes to much more of a taper than what I've drawn. And the knee kind of bulks out a little bit. Now I feel like I made that too short. Hold on, what? Maybe I just made this calf is like bulging. I don't know what is going on. Okay, that's fine. It's interesting that in this reference here, they don't give you the other leg. I guess we're assuming that the other leg is just directly on the other side of this, but like, I feel even so, you would still see a little bit of it, right? Muscles on layers is what you go for. Skeletons are the foundation, but not much of the end product. Really fun to see how muscles grow and play. Seen a gorilla and how massive the jaw muscle spike is. Incredible jaw strength needs a strong root. Yeah, that's true. And that's what's really interesting about drawing different body types is you can have two people who weigh, you know, they each weigh 200 pounds, but their body composition can be so different based on the muscle mass, or like if somebody has more muscle density than the other one. There's actually another one of these books. Let's see. I think it shows. Yeah, here we go. Where's my camera at? Here's. These are the other books in this line. And I would really like to get this one, which is Clothing Folds and Creases, but then also this one down here. This is Fat and Skin Folds. So I thought that was kind of cool. And this one right here looks good too. It's Joint Forms and Muscular Functions. I feel like that would really help, especially when it comes to proportions. I feel like if I were to study where the joints connect, I feel like I would have a better idea of even just like the lengths of certain body parts. Let's draw this other guy here next to him maybe. And I'll even make him a little taller because I didn't get his whole body in here. So let's just give him this whole thing up here. He's got like his hand maybe to like there. So we'll put the head like here. You should watch Arcane, so in your sleep you will stream about buying Arcane merch and sending it to me, because then you'll do it in real life. It's a good idea. That probably would not actually happen because my dreams are literally like, it's like horror movies. I have the craziest dreams ever. Like, I have an entire thing on my phone of like notes of dreams that I've had. You can ask Ben. I'll walk in the living room like in the morning and I'll be like, I had the craziest dream, and he'll be like, don't even start, because he says he can't ever remember any of the dreams that he has, so he doesn't think that he has any dreams. And I'm like literally having a crazy dream every single night, but it's like never anything to do with real life or anything that's happened to me in real life. Well, I won't say that. Actually, last night I had a dream that there was some kind of alien invasion happening, and me and a few people were like walking to the top of this hill so that we could overlook the woods or whatever to see what was going on. And I slid down the hill, and it was like I was watching myself from the other people's perspective fall down this hill and basically just like disappear into this void. Okay, I was just gone. But then when I got to the end of at the bottom of the hill, it was like a whole new like town, but it was a more like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a more like old-timey, not very modern. I don't know. It was really weird. But I was walking past like these people in their little huts or whatever. I'll get back to drawing in a second because now I just got to get this out. And I pulled out my phone so that I could call my husband to be like, hey, I'm alive, right? I fell down this hill, but I'm alive. And I can remember specifically in my dream being very careful to punch in the numbers on the phone, because I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but in your dreams, you're supposedly like not really able to use technology. So when you try to call somebody, the buttons don't work, or you're always pressing the wrong numbers. I was accidentally pressing the wrong numbers, but then I was being very careful to like delete and retype the correct number, because I was like, I don't know why this is so hard. Like, I know what his number is. I'm just going to dial it. And then I finally got it, and I called him, and he answered like he had just woken up, even though he had just been on the hill with me that I just fell down. And I'm like, hey, I'm alive. Like, I survived this. And he just said something like, oh, okay, I was just getting ready to get that started. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, you can use technology, but figures tend to change. But he was like, he answered the phone all like groggily, and I'm like, I'm alive, come get me. This is where I'm at. And he's like, yeah, I was getting ready to get that started. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, okay, yeah, well, good talking to you. And then he hung up on me. So like in my dream, I kind of understood, oh, he's going to pretend like I died so that he doesn't have to come and save me and he's going to move on. I'm just like, oh man, it was the wildest thing. And I know I did not explain that very coherently, but oh man, it was crazy. All right. Sorry about that. That was a little bit of a rambling that had nothing to do with drawing. But anyway, now we're going to get back to drawing. Yeah. Some of the weird ones really stick with you, though. Let's see. But I'm always having like crazy dreams every single night. I had to tell Ben, like, I need to get a hold of Stephen King, honestly, for some of the dreams that I have, so he can do something with them. Do you feel like... Now I feel like I made that arm too long. Hold on, let me see this. I mean, that's pretty long. I feel like maybe they made the arm too long. Because this forearm... I mean, I guess if it's in perspective... Okay. I should have just drawn the line of action first. We'll get this coming down to the foot. Okay, let's get this egg shape in here. It's kind of coming out. So the chin is poking out from this arm just a little bit here. I feel like I already started drawing this too big, and then I'm not going to have enough room for the legs again. I don't know how I do this. Well, I don't plan this very well, do I? Maybe we'll just shorten the torso a little bit. Love a kneaded eraser because there's no pencil shavings. I'm literally saying I love a kneaded eraser because there's no pencil shavings, but I still wipe the paper. But there's no pencil shavings. There's nothing to wipe. Okay. And we've got the hip area, the pelvis. Yeah, I made this way too tall. I'm not going to be able to get his legs in. No! I wanted to draw the feet this time. Okay, and this is where the abdomen comes off and comes down here into the crotch area. The leg. Even if I just make him have, like, short little stubby legs, I can fit them all in here. I always make the booty be too poppin' as well. Okay, so I got pretty well this back leg coming off in this. Okay. Ah, I hate that I made it too tall. I'll have to do better next time. Just like a knee cavity here. I might be able to get the feet in here. I feel like I still made the torso too long. I think I would probably, what's the word? Benefit more from doing these studies like the same size as they are in the book, but I'm also drawing like in a weird angle. So if I were to have drawn this the same size, that would have been the smarter thing, I think, to make a mark maybe like here for where the top of the head is, and then make a mark here. But I'm trying to teach myself to see the proportions without copying exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I already rely way too heavily on drawing what I see, which is like, I don't know how to explain this. You want to draw what you see, but I feel like at that point, I'm just copying instead of learning. That's not bad, foot. Let that toe flare up a little more there. So I feel like maybe if I made the butt a little smaller, I can make these legs, well, let's say I can make these legs be a little bit longer at the top. Because I'm seeing where because this page here is talking about the buttocks. It talks about the buttocks, it talks about the knee, and it just talks about the shapes of each one. Like, from the knee to the ankle, the leg is drawn as an elongated cone. Which, I mean, I would say more like a cylinder and not a cone, but I'm not a professional. So there's that foot. Let's get this. Maybe okay. So he's raising his knee. I mean, no, he's not. He's not raising his knee at all. He's just he's just putting his foot slightly behind him. The knee is not raised. The foot is just slid back, and so the knee is bent. So I feel like that's another thing I'm seeing here. I bent the knee way too much. That's way too much of a bend. It should have been more like this. But it's kind of hard to change this here now because I don't know. Hopefully the next one. The proportions don't seem realistic in the reference image. The elbow seems to cross over far beyond what it would naturally be. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I drew this. I'm like, this upper part of the arm looks way too long compared to the forearm, even though technically the forearm is in perspective going behind the head. But like, even in this picture, it looks really long. Like, it doesn't look so... Yeah, this might not be the best thing to use to practice my anatomy. Do you have any favorite resources that you like to use when it comes to practicing? I know you said you haven't much recently, but maybe something you used to use a lot, some kind of website, or maybe Pinterest or something like that. Got some feet in this one. See, and this is interesting about this book is that this is supposed to be simplified forms, but then it's got a whole section on the head and neck, which I don't necessarily want to work on right now. I want to work on... Oh yeah, this is the page I used for... That's what's crazy. I did this page for my thumbnail. I was just like, I'm just going to sit down real quick and draw some of these out of this book. Let's see, which ones did I even do? Maybe I used some out of the other book as well. Oh, wait. Okay, so yeah, I used this one here. I used this one. My gosh. I used this one here. And then I used this one on the body page. I used... Where is he at? This guy? Or this thing here. And then this one. And then this was from just another page. And I feel like these turned out so good. I really like these. And I just did them like maybe in 30, 45 minutes, just kind of taking my time. Maybe not even that much. And now I'm doing it live, and they looked not quite the same. I used pictures since I did portraits, but I played around with books I could find at the library about muscle configurations. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, pictures do make the most sense for portraits. The only thing that is kind of hard when it comes to pictures is like if they're not like shaded very well, or if the lighting is not really interesting, it gets really hard for me to understand the form. All right, let's see, what can I fit in this little thing over here? I want to do maybe one or two things right over here, and then I'm going to try to draw like an actual character. Let's just draw some of these eyes. You get a sense of what you're doing when you're painting faces, if you have a sense of what's going on, how they change when they move. Yeah, that's true. I feel like painting probably helps you have a lot better understanding of planes of the face, because the colors have to be so specific, or like not even the colors, but the tones and the value have to be. It's like, I remember saying this in like a really old video, because it was something that I learned that once I realized it, it just kind of always stuck with me, that even though everybody, basically, like obviously not every single person, but most people have the same features. You have two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Yet, even though we all have the same features, and even though all those features are basically in the same places, people look so vastly different based on the bone structure underneath and the amount of fat and muscle and tissue on their face. That's like, you could draw somebody's portrait and then color it with the most insane, bright Lisa Frank neon colors, and you would still be able to recognize who that person is, even if you don't use their actual skin color or their actual eye color. But because you drew like the exact planes of their face, they would be recognizable. That's what I think is amazing about drawing portraits. And I have one that I did years ago somewhere in like another sketchbook, but it was a portrait of a woman's face, and she had her hands kind of like, both of her hands were like in the top of her hair, like she was brushing her hair back out of her face. But the colors on the picture, on the photo that I was referencing, was like, half of her face was a bright red and the other half was a bright blue, kind of like, I don't know if you'd call it like club lights, but when you can get some really funky colors going on. And it was just such a cool photo that I was like, even before I put the colors down, I was like, this is going to look amazing. Like, just the photo reference was really great. Painting and drawing is meditative, but it also helps appreciate what's going on. But perhaps it's something to here I stand now, wiser than before. But I think you might never reach what you like, but it adds to you. It's interesting. Let's do some of these eyes, I guess. It's from Goeth, from end to end with labor keen, and here, poor fool, with all my lore I stand no wiser than before. He's got quite a dark perspective, to be sure, already there with curious eyebrows raised. They sit sedate. Is that pronounced sedate like that? And hope to be amazed. I think he knew Inuai like no other in the meaning of artistic pursuits. I guess I've ever heard of this person. Okay. Well, thank you for the recommendation. Well, thank you for the follow, Sayano. Trying to figure out how to position this so that it's comfortable for me to draw, but that you guys can also kind of see. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. I'm gonna do this dude's head down here. Hello, Cosmo. Welcome in. I've done the thing again where I drew a circle instead of an egg, and I'm trying to, oh, thank you. I'm trying to do more of, alright, that's not comfortable for me. Sorry, guys. It's just gonna have to be like this. I'm trying to break away from drawing circles for everything, because a lot of things aren't really actual circles. Like, look at this dude's head. That isn't a circle. That is an egg. Let's do with longer, wider egg shapes. Let's do it the blue one this time. A leak. Uh-oh, you better go tell Dad. Better go tell Dad.
It's fine on that. I'll see if the runs my spraying out. Sides.
Oops. I'm doing alright. I think Andrew's also doing something else. This playing in the background.
So, oh, honey.
And shopping was also just hanging out, if I remember.
Right there.
Okay, I even got this book. I feel like maybe I have this upside down. We're good.
What's up?
No thanks.
I dare you to try it. By looking at this bottle, what do you think it is? Oh. By looking at this bottle, what do you think it is? Juice. No, not pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
Of that size and it's shitty. You ever heard of lint? Inside? Just do pure. So good. Ah, love it. Tastes just like watermelons. That's obvious. It's like lemon juice.
Okay.
some kitty. Chickens are in the coop already?
Hope so.
Wow.
staying started at the orange stick me book up. Start me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Chan. The eyes are like so goofy. Oh, hey, Emily. How are you guys doing? Not really much of a chatty stream. Just kind of doodling. I was doing all this, but... Okay, see you later, Andrew. I drew this one like way too big. I should have either made her the whole page or like scooted her up in the corner, but it's a nice head shape. Look at that. I hope I don't ruin it.
All the time, and your passwords are not.
Scarface and Joker? Which version of Joker, though? Ah, yes, The Dark Knight. That is also my favorite Joker. I could probably do that. I'll probably draw that and then call it a night. So what I do want to do though before I switch this page No, this pencil. Oh my goodness, I got pencil all over my hands and I'm getting it all over the paper. What are you drawing with? These are Cool Erase pencils. Prismacolor Cool Erase. I literally got paint on my hands from that stupid marker. Can't see the top of his head in this picture, so I'm just gonna have to guess. Yes, it's a pencil. Did I live stream on the 13th? I have no idea. If it says I did, I did. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell right at this moment. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, Emily. Oh, hey Jade. How are you? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy how much that kept happening to your account. I always do this. I always make the nose way too wide. Hey, welcome back, Andrew.
Hello.
Alright, guys. There you go. I probably will mess more with the hair, but I feel like the eyes is what I was really focusing on. But I think that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. It was a lot more of a chill kind of live stream. Not really a lot going on talking wise. But I kinda enjoyed that. I just wanted to have some time to kind of just lock in and do a little bit of practicing because I haven't been doing really any of that. And I've got some videos and I need to start working on making, so yeah.
Here's everything.
I still think it's so crazy that I started off drawing this and they're okay, but I think the drawings that I made just for, and of course I put a little bit more time into them because I was trying to make them look really, really nice and not just so much for practice, but the drawings that I did for the thumbnail, like, so much better. It's fine though, it's cool. Alright guys, well thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you for the next one. See ya.